You lost faith in yourself? I saw the way you stopped believing. You used to wake up with hope, with a spark in your heart. You used to dream like nothing could stop you. But somewhere along the way, the world told you that you weren't enough. And slowly, you started to believe that lie. I watched as you tried to carry the weight on your own. You tried to prove yourself, to be strong, to fix everything. But when things didn't go as planned, you looked at yourself and said, "Maybe I'm not meant for this." You gave up on yourself long before I ever gave up on you. You saw failure, but I saw formation. You saw brokenness, but I saw building. You saw weakness, but I saw the making of strength. When you thought you had lost everything, I was quietly shaping you into someone who could handle more than you ever thought possible. You lost faith, but I never left. Even when you couldn't hear me, I was speaking. Even when you couldn't see me, I was standing beside you. And even when you couldn't love yourself, I was still loving you perfectly. You thought your mistakes defined you. But I never defined you by your failures, I defined you by my purpose for you. Every tear you cried, every night you felt forgotten, I was there, not to judge you, but to remind you that this was not the end. You see, faith isn't about never falling. Faith is about standing up again, even when your knees are shaking. And when you couldn't stand anymore, I carried you. You didn't realize it, but those moments you survived, those were me. That peace that came out of nowhere, that was me. That strength you found at your lowest, that was me. That whisper that said, "Don't quit," that was my voice. You thought you were walking alone. But every step you took in the dark, I was walking with you in the light. You just couldn't see it yet. I know how tired you were. I know how many times you tried again, only to face disappointment. I know how heavy your heart became when people you trusted left you. I know how many nights you questioned your worth. And I know how it feels to look at yourself and not recognize the person in the mirror anymore. But listen to me, I never lost faith in you. Even when you turned away. Even when you doubted me. Even when you said, "Maybe I'll never be enough." I said, "You are still mine." You thought you were too far gone, but you never were. You thought I couldn't use you anymore, but you were exactly who I wanted to use. You thought you failed, but I saw a story that was just beginning. The enemy wanted you to believe that your value disappeared with your mistakes. But I want you to know this, your value was sealed when I created you. It cannot be reduced by failure or increased by success. It just is. You lost faith because you measured your worth by the opinions of others. You let the rejection of people make you forget the acceptance of God. But I never stopped believing in who you are. Because I made you with purpose, with intention, and with love that doesn't expire. Every time you fell, I was there, not to shame you, but to pick you up. Every time you cried, I was there, not to question your strength, but to remind you that even in weakness, my strength is made perfect. Do you remember that moment when you wanted to give up completely? That night when you said, "God, I can't do this anymore." That moment when your heart broke beyond words. That's when I whispered, "You're still mine. You're still chosen. You're still loved." I didn't call you because you were perfect. I called you because I saw something in you that the world couldn't see. I saw your resilience. I saw your compassion. I saw your heart, the same heart that still loves deeply even after being hurt. You thought your faith had to be unshakable to please me. But sometimes, even a trembling, yes, is enough for me to move mountains in your life. You thought you had to have it all together, but I just wanted you to come to me as you are. You thought I wanted your strength, but I wanted your surrender. When you lost faith, I didn't get disappointed in you. I just waited. Waited for the moment when your heart would look back toward me again. And when you did, when you whispered my name in weakness, I smiled, because that was the sound of faith being reborn. I never stopped writing your story. Even when you tore the pages. Even when you thought the book was over. I was already planning the next chapter, one filled with redemption, healing, and beauty from ashes. The truth is, you were never disqualified. You were never forgotten. You were never unworthy. You were just growing through the process that would reveal who you truly are. You see, faith isn't destroyed when it's shaken, it's proven. And you, my child, have been proven. Through pain, through loss, through the storms, you have been shaped into someone unbreakable. Yes, you lost faith for a while. But that's okay. Because faith isn't about never doubting, it's about finding your way back after the doubt. And you did. That's why you're still here. Every scar tells a story of grace. Every wound became a doorway for my light. Every fall became an opportunity for me to lift you higher than before. Do you know why I never lost faith in you? Because I made you in my image. And I don't make mistakes. You may see broken pieces, but I see a masterpiece in progress. You may think you're not ready, but I see someone perfectly placed for the calling ahead. You may think it's too late, but I see someone right on time. You may think you've failed too much, but I see someone who's learned how to rise. You don't need to understand the whole journey, just trust that I'm guiding your steps. You don't need to fix everything, just rest in knowing that I am working everything for your good. You don't need to have all the answers, because I am the answer. The next time you start doubting yourself, remember this. You're not here by accident. You're not breathing by chance. There is still purpose inside you that I intend to bring to life. You lost faith, but that didn't stop my plan. It just gave me another chance to show you that my faithfulness doesn't depend on yours. Even when you were ready to walk away, I was walking toward you. Even when you thought you were disqualified, I was preparing your crown. Even when you saw only ashes, I was growing beauty beneath them. You see, I'm not afraid of your doubt. I'm not shocked by your failure. I'm not disappointed in your weakness. Because I knew it all, and still chose you anyway. I don't love the perfect version of you that you wish existed. I love you, the one that's broken, healing, trying, and still showing up. You are more loved than you will ever understand. And when you finally see yourself the way I see you, you'll realize you were never losing faith. You were just learning to find it again in me. So don't let shame keep you silent. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let your past convince you that your future is over. You still have a story to tell, and I'm still writing it. Every step forward, even the small ones, is faith. Every tear you've cried, I've counted. Every moment of confusion, I've used to shape your wisdom. And when you rise again, and you will, you'll look back and see that what you thought was a breakdown was really a breakthrough. You'll see that the dark valley you walked through became the foundation of your strength. You'll see that I never left you, not even for a second. Because while you lost faith in yourself, I never lost faith in who you are and who you're becoming. You're not finished. You're not forgotten. You're not too late. You are loved, you are chosen, and you are still called. So rise again. Breathe again. Believe again. Because I still believe in you. And I always will. You see, my child, there was never a single moment I looked at you and saw a failure. I only saw a fighter who forgot how strong they truly were. You saw weakness, but I saw growth. You saw delay, but I saw preparation. You saw the end, but I was just beginning something new. You thought I was silent when you prayed. But silence doesn't mean absence. Sometimes my silence was the loudest answer you could have received. Because in that silence, you learned to listen differently, not with your ears, but with your heart. I let you walk through seasons that didn't make sense. Because I was teaching you how to trust me beyond understanding. I let people walk away. Because I wanted you to know that not everyone who starts with you is meant to stay with you. I let doors close. Because I knew the ones I'd open later would lead to peace, not pain. You cried. Why me? So many times. But one day you'll look back and say, thank you, Lord. Because what hurt you healed you. What broke you built you. And what you lost made space for what I was about to give. When you thought I had forgotten your prayers, I was already preparing the answer. Not in your timing, but in mine. Because I don't just give what you want, I give what will last. You lost faith in yourself because you thought results determined your worth. But results don't define faith, endurance does. You kept showing up, even when you were tired. You kept hoping, even when it hurt. That was faith, even if you didn't see it that way. When you couldn't find your strength, I became it. When you couldn't find words to pray, your tears spoke for you. And when you thought you had no purpose left, I was still whispering your name in the background of your pain. Every setback you faced wasn't punishment, it was protection. There were things I didn't let work out because I saw the pain you couldn't see ahead. I didn't say no to hurt you, I said no to save you. You may think you've wasted years, but not a single moment has been wasted in my hands. I've turned every disappointment into direction, every detour into destiny, every delay into development. Do you remember that one dream you buried? The one you said was impossible now? I haven't forgotten it. In fact, I've been working behind the scenes to make it come alive again, but this time, with wisdom, not just desire. This time, it won't destroy your peace, it'll fulfill your purpose. You thought faith was about feeling strong, but real faith grows in the moments you feel weak. Faith doesn't always roar, sometimes it whispers through tears. I'll try again tomorrow. And every time you said that, I smiled. Because even a trembling step toward me is still a step of faith. You've compared yourself to others, haven't you? You've looked at their success and asked, God, why not me? But what you don't see is that their journey is not your blueprint. I didn't design you to copy someone else's calling. I designed you to walk a path uniquely yours, one that will inspire others once you reach where I'm taking you. When you lost faith in yourself, you also lost sight of who I am in you. You forgot that the same hands that calmed the storm are holding your heart. You forgot that the same voice that called Lazarus from the grave is calling you to rise again. You forgot that resurrection power still flows through your story, and it's not over yet. You thought your faith was gone, but really it was just buried under disappointment. And today, I'm calling it back to life. Because faith can be lost for a season, but it cannot die when it's rooted in me. The world told you to give up, but I'm telling you to get up. Because you are not finished. You are not forgotten. And the things you've gone through, they didn't destroy you, they defined you. You see, when gold is refined, it's placed in fire. Not because it's worthless, but because it's valuable. The fire doesn't destroy gold, it removes the impurities. That's what I've been doing in your life. Every trial was refining you. Every heartbreak was revealing your strength. Every season of silence was developing your voice. You may have thought, God, I've failed you. But listen, you can't fail me when your heart still longs for me. You may have fallen, but you didn't walk away completely. You still whispered my name in pain, and that means you never truly lost faith. Your story will not end in defeat. You will not remain in this valley. You will rise again, and when you do, your testimony will give others hope to rise too. There's someone waiting to hear your story. Someone who feels the same hopelessness you once felt. And your survival will be the proof that I am still faithful. You think you're ordinary, but I've placed extraordinary power inside you. You think you're behind, but you're right on schedule. You think you're too weak, but I delight in using weakness to show my strength. Do you remember Peter? He denied me 3 times, but I still built my church on his faith. Do you remember Thomas? He doubted, but I still showed him my scars to restore his belief. Do you remember David? He failed, but I still called him a man after my own heart. And you're no different. Your failures don't disqualify you. They just remind the world that grace still works. So don't hide from your story. Don't pretend the pain never happened. Let it shine. Let it speak. Because there's beauty in the brokenness when you let me hold the pieces. You've asked me, Lord, why did you believe in me when I couldn't? Because I see the end from the beginning. I see what you will become, not just what you are right now. I see the battles you'll win that you don't even know you're fighting yet. I see the people you'll help, the hearts you'll touch, the peace you'll bring. And I see the version of you that's fully alive in faith again, the one that will look back and say, I thought it was over, but it was really just beginning. Your faith isn't weak, it's being rebuilt. Brick by brick. Day by day. And every small act of trust adds to the foundation of something unshakable. You will dream again. You will love again. You will smile without pretending again. Because I'm restoring everything you thought you lost. When I said I would never leave you, I meant it. When I said I had plans to prosper you, I meant that too. When I said your name, I said it with purpose that cannot fade with time. So stop calling yourself broken, I call you chosen. Stop calling yourself lost, I call you found. Stop calling yourself weak, I call you mine. You are not what they said about you. You are not what the past says. You are not what your failures whisper. You are what I have declared, loved, redeemed, and renewed. And yes, there will still be hard days. There will still be moments when you question everything. But even then, I will be there, steady, faithful, unchanging. Because my love doesn't depend on your strength. It depends on my promise. You will rise, not because of who you are, but because of who I am in you. You will walk through doors that once terrified you. You will forgive where you once held bitterness. You will shine in places where you once hid in shame. And when people see your life, they won't see your pain, they'll see my presence. They'll say, "There's something different about them." And you'll smile, knowing that it was me all along. I never lost faith in you because I never stopped loving you. And love, true love, believes even when everything seems impossible. That's what I've done for you. That's who I am for you. So, my child, breathe. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to strive endlessly. Just rest. Rest in the truth that I've got you, fully, completely, forever. Your journey is not about being perfect. It's about being present with me. It's about walking through life hand in hand with the one who already knows the way. I know it's been hard. I know the waiting has felt endless. But one day, when the puzzle pieces come together, you'll see. It all made sense. Every pain had a purpose. Every delay had direction. Every loss was making room for something greater. You will stand again, stronger than before. You will speak again, with more wisdom than before. You will believe again, with deeper faith than before. Because faith reborn through fire is unshakable. And that's what I've been creating in you. So hold your head high. You're not who you used to be. You've grown, even if you can't see it yet. You've healed more than you realize. And I'm not done, not even close. I never lost faith in you because I know what's inside you. My spirit, my strength, my breath. And with me inside you, you cannot fail. You may stumble, you may doubt, but you will never be abandoned. The same power that raised me from the dead is alive in you. And it's that power that will carry you into your next season. A season of peace, clarity, and restoration. You will laugh again without fear. You will look at the future with hope again. You will say, "God, thank you for not giving up on me when I gave up on myself." Because I didn't. I couldn't. I love you too much. So go forward now, not with fear, but with faith. Not with regret, but with gratitude. Not with shame, but with confidence that I'm still in control. You lost faith in yourself, but I never lost faith in you. And I never will. Because my love is not temporary. It's eternal. And you, yes, you, are still part of the story I'm writing. A story that will end in victory. And one day, when you finally see it all clearly, you'll understand why I never stopped believing in you. Because you were never a mistake. You were my masterpiece in progress. And I'm still not done painting. You've come so far, even when you don't see it. You've walked through fire, and yet you still carry light. You've cried through nights when no one knew, and still, your heart has learned to hope again. That's what faith looks like. Not perfection, but perseverance. Not the absence of fear, but choosing to move forward anyway. Every moment you said, "Lord, I can't," I answered, "But I can." And together, we made it this far. You've thought about giving up so many times. You've whispered, "What's the point?" But every time you said that, I placed 1 more ounce of strength inside you. Just enough to keep going. Because I knew 1 more day would bring you closer to what I promised. You're not behind. You're in my timing. And my timing is always right, even when it feels late. You're not forgotten. You're written in the palm of my hands, and nothing can erase you from my care. You think your small steps don't matter, but every step you take in faith shakes the darkness around you. Every prayer you pray, even the quiet ones, moves mountains you cannot see. I know sometimes you feel unworthy of my love, but if my love depended on your worthiness, I would have stopped loving the world long ago. No, my love depends on who I am, not who you are. And who I am will never change. So, don't be afraid to begin again. Don't be afraid to dream again. Don't be afraid to believe again. Because this time, you're not walking alone. This time, you know where your strength comes from. This time, you'll rise not because of confidence in yourself, but because of your faith in me. The storm may have shaken you, but it didn't destroy you. It revealed you. It showed you that what's inside you, my spirit, cannot be broken. You are stronger now, wiser now, closer to me now. And when people see the peace you carry after all you've been through, they'll know it wasn't luck, it was grace. It wasn't chance, it was purpose. It wasn't strength, it was faith reborn. So lift your head, my child. You are everything I said you are, chosen, redeemed, loved, and called. You are walking into a season where what once hurt you will no longer hold you, where what once made you cry will now make you grateful. Because the pain that once crushed you has now prepared you. And as you go forward, remember this. Even if you lose faith again, I'll still be here. Still believing. Still holding you. Still loving you. Because I never lost faith in you. And I never will. You've learned to survive, but now I want to teach you how to truly live again. Not just to exist, but to breathe without fear, to smile without pretending, to wake up with peace instead of pain. You see, I didn't create you just to make it through the storm. I created you to dance in the rain once it passes. I didn't bring you this far just to show you pain. I brought you this far to show you purpose. Every scar on your heart is proof that grace carried you through battles others never saw. And even though you sometimes wish your story looked different, your story is going to help someone else believe again. There's someone out there who feels like they've lost faith too. And when they hear your voice, when they see your journey, they'll realize that it's still possible to come back to hope, because you did. You are a living testimony of what happens when love refuses to give up. My love refused to give up on you. Even when you turned away, even when you doubted, even when you broke down, I stayed. I waited. And I worked, quietly, faithfully, in ways you couldn't see. You thought nothing was changing. But I was changing you. You thought you were standing still. But I was growing something inside you, peace, wisdom, compassion. The kind of strength that can't be learned in comfort. Now you're becoming the version of yourself that I always saw. The one that loves deeper, forgives quicker, and trusts stronger. The one who can stand in the middle of chaos and still say, I know my God is with me. You don't need to have all the answers, you just need to keep saying, yes, when I call. You don't need to be fearless, you just need to keep moving, even with trembling hands. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to stay open, because that's where I do my best work. My child, don't let the past convince you that your best days are gone. They're not. They're unfolding right in front of you, slowly, quietly, beautifully. One day soon you'll see why I let certain doors close. Why some people left. And why the waiting took so long. Because what I'm preparing for you requires strength that only pain could teach. So hold on a little longer. Keep your heart soft, even when life feels hard. Keep trusting, even when it doesn't make sense. Because you are not walking in circles, you are walking towards something divine. And when it finally happens, you'll understand. I never asked you to be perfect. I just asked you to believe that even when you lost faith in yourself. I never lost faith in you. And now, my child, as you stand here, a little stronger, a little wiser, a little softer, know this, nothing you went through was wasted. Every tear watered something beautiful within you. Every heartbreak made room for deeper love. Every delay prepared you for greater purpose. You may not see it yet, But soon you'll realize that I was building you quietly while the world thought you were breaking. Your faith didn't disappear. It was being rebuilt, brick by brick, in my hands. So keep walking, even when you don't see the full path. Keep believing, even when it feels small. Because the faith that once trembled will soon stand tall again. And when you finally reach the place I've been leading you to, you'll look back and smile, not because it was easy, but because you'll see that through every rise and fall, I was there, believing in you, loving you, never letting go. You lost faith in yourself, but I never lost faith in you, and I never will.